Come back. We are trying to go for lunch a bit later at 1:30, so that we have a bit more time for discussions in the working groups after the presentations from the local campus alumni representatives. We will know if this is possible soon. We were also thinking that we could continue the working groups over lunch if time is too short, because we know that this is very important for the association. And so we will see in the next half an hour. We'll update you on that. Meanwhile, Lydia will introduce now the local campus alumni association here represented.
Yes, it's a fantastic opportunity, I think, that we have the global campus representatives here, and so for all of you to actually get to meet them and to get to hear from them, and they'll introduce themselves and their master programs in a moment. I'm delighted that we have David Medina, who is representing the Latin American campus, and I mean he's traveled really far to be here with us today, and yeah, I would like to hand over.
David is going to speak in Spanish. I would like to ask if there are people not understanding Spanish. You can raise your hand. Okay. Is there any volunteer for translating into English? Okay, Veronica, thank you very much. Okay, Corina just confirmed. Corina just confirmed that the lunch has been moved to 1:30. So we will have the introduction of the Global Campus Alumni Associations, and we will then go for lunch at 1:30. We will see the state of the... Yeah, so we'll leave at 1:20 from here, and we suggest that we continue anyway the working groups over there because time is short.
Días. Lo primero que les quería decir es agradecer y celebrar el lanzamiento del Campus Global. Desde Latinoamérica celebramos el lanzamiento de esta articulación entre todas las maestrías, y queremos agradecer especialmente a la Maestría de Europa por todos los esfuerzos que ha hecho para que el Campus Global funcione.
Good morning, we are very happy to be here. We want to thank the E.MA in Europe for inviting us, for giving us the opportunity to be here and present our program in Latin America.
Bueno, en primer lugar voy a hacer una presentación corta de la Maestría de Latinoamérica, y en segundo lugar les expondré cuáles son las actividades que tenemos programadas para este año.
I'm going to make a brief presentation of our activities for this year and of our program in general.
Con relación a la maestría de Latinoamérica, podemos decir que es un programa intensivo que tiene su sede en la ciudad de Buenos Aires, en la Universidad de San Martín. Se hace con la coparticipación de universidades de Buenos Aires y de todo el continente latinoamericano.
Our program is an intensive master's program. It is located in Buenos Aires, in the University of San Martín. Yes, and we cooperate with various universities in Latin America.
Las características de la maestría es un programa intensivo, tiene un carácter interdisciplinario en las profesiones. Hay profesiones como sociología, periodismo, ciencias políticas, derecho, antropología, filosofía. También cuenta con la participación de varios profesores extranjeros y los participantes de cada universidad de la región, y adicionalmente cuentan con invitados internacionales.
Our program is a one-year intensive program. It is interdisciplinary. We have students from sociology, journalism, philosophy, law, social sciences, and we also have a lot of international visitors, professors who lecture.
Estas son las universidades que participan de la red de Latinoamérica.
These are the universities participating in the Latin American network.
Hay un grupo significativo de universidades de Buenos Aires y las demás son de los otros países.
Sí.
Estas son las universidades.
Okay, there are the first universities, they are from Buenos Aires, and the rest you can see the countries in the bracket.
La primera cohorte que se realizó el año pasado estuvo conformada por 34 estudiantes de 16 países diferentes, entre Europa y Latinoamérica: Alemania, Argentina, Bolivia, Brasil, Chile, Colombia, Costa Rica, Ecuador, República Dominicana, Guatemala, Honduras, Italia, Perú, Portugal, España y Uruguay.
During 2012, they had the first year of the program, and they had participants for various countries. You can see the countries in the slide, from Europe and from Latin America.
El hecho de que haya sido una participación interdisciplinaria permitió una experiencia muy rica a todo nivel, y adicionalmente el background de las personas que participaban venían de la academia, de las ONG, de organismos multilaterales y funcionarios públicos.
Yeah, the interdisciplinary aspect of the program is important. They had the students participating, they came from academia, from NGOs, activists, civil servants, and this was really enriching.
La distribución por género fue mayoritariamente femenina, fue el 54% mujeres y el 46% hombres.
Yeah, on gender distribution of the students, they had 54% of females and 46 males, so it was mostly females.
La estructura curricular de la maestría está dividida en tres grandes bloques: uno que se denomina asignaturas troncales, uno segundo que son seminarios intensivos y uno tercero que apoyan los anteriores, que se denominan talleres.
Regarding the structure of the program, they have some core subjects, then they have seminars to depend in various subjects, and then workshops more interactive.
Y adicionalmente se realizan prácticas en diferentes organismos de derechos humanos de acuerdo a la experiencia profesional de la persona y de acuerdo a la investigación que está realizando.
They also offer internship programs in organizations working with human rights, depending on the interests of the participants.
Bueno, finalmente toda la primera cohorte, todas las 34 personas se graduaron después de una cursada de más de 1000 horas durante los 10 meses que duró la maestría.
Yes, in this first year, all students graduated from the program successfully.
1000 horas de cursada.
Okay, after completing 1,000 hours of classes.
Y de acuerdo a la diversidad de temas y de acuerdo a las experiencias de cada persona, una potencialidad en la diversidad de tesis y de temas que abarcan temas de análisis legales, género, memoria, verdad, políticas públicas.
In the thesis of the students, we can see the background and the interests of the diversity of their interests. People worked on
Género,
gender,
memoria y verdad,
truth and justice,
análisis de políticas públicas,
analysis of public policies,
estudios sobre pueblos indígenas,
studies of indigenous people,
temas de justicia,
justice topics,
específicamente cumplimiento de decisiones de la Corte Interamericana,
and especially especially the enforcement of decisions from the International Court, the Inter-American Court of Human Rights.
Tesis relacionadas con el derecho a la cultura.
Thesis on the issue of cultural rights,
entre otras.
and many more.
Bueno, dada que somos la primera corte, recientemente estamos en el proceso de conformación y de construcción del Centro de Exámenes.
It's the first year, so they are still in the process of establishing the program and making it more solid.
Sin embargo, ya hemos realizado varias consultas previas y estas son más o menos las actividades que tenemos programadas para el 2013.
But they have already programmed their activities for 2013, even if they are still working on them, and these are the topics, the provisional topics.
En general, todas las actividades están relacionadas con consultas para definir el cronograma de actividades, para definir el mandato de la asociación, para definir el estatuto y para identificar las áreas temáticas en las que vamos a trabajar.
Yeah, they are consulting on all these activities with the association on how to develop more their program and all the topics.
Bueno, por último les quería decir que desde Latinoamérica estamos convencidos que el campus global va a ser una experiencia para potencializar tanto la relación con actividades académicas como en las relaciones de carácter profesional. Queremos apoyar.
The last thing he would like to say is that the global campus, they see it from Latin America as a big, giving them a big possibility to,
para potencializar actividades académicas y profesionales.
And to develop academic and professional activities.
Y compartir el conocimiento de manera global.
And to share knowledge with the other members of the global campus.
Tenemos toda la disposición para contribuir y colaborar desde Latinoamérica como con toda nuestra experiencia y con la diferencia que cada uno de los alumnos tenía.
We are willing to cooperate from our experience and to share with our interested alumni.
Y nuevamente resaltar el compromiso de la Asociación de Alumni del Programa de Europa en el impulso de esta iniciativa. Nuevamente como señalar la iniciativa.
And they are also willing to re-establish their their initiative to continue their work there.
Gracias.
Thank you very much, David, and we are very much looking forward to working with you. Again, thanks for making the long journey here to Venice. Next, we have Laura McManus. Is that how you pronounce it? Yes. She represents the Asia Pacific Masters, and it's fantastic that we've got her here because she's one of the most spontaneous people, I would say. When did you get the email that Thursday morning she was asked whether she would be able to step in for Niaz, who unfortunately can't be here because of visa issues. So he basically delegated to Laura and asked if she could come here. Niaz would have arrived from Pakistan, and Laura was based in Rotterdam, so it was an easier journey for her. But we're really glad to have you here and to have the Asia Pacific campus represented. So looking forward to hearing more about it.
Thank you. And then just on that note, before I start the presentation, as Lydia mentioned, Niaz, the president of our Alumni Association from Pakistan, was supposed to be here. Unfortunately, due to visa issues, he couldn't make it. So he does send his sincere apologies. And I thank him for all the hard work, because this isn't my work. He's prepared this presentation. So I hope I do his work and his effort for our Alumni Association some justice. Yeah, and hopefully he's watching now. So I'm from the Masters in Human Rights Democratization Asia Pacific Program. We are the Asia Pacific's premier regional degree in human rights. and it's offered at the University of Sydney. That's our home institution. I won't go much into the detail of the course because it's in effect very similar to that of the other global campuses, and in fact the course offered here. We are structured a little differently. We have 4 main subjects at Sydney. It includes human rights norms and mechanisms, part 1, human rights violations, human rights research, and democratisation theory and practice. In association with the University of Sydney, we have our partner universities in Indonesia, Nepal, Thailand, and Sri Lanka. I think in that respect we must be one of the smallest cohorts who have the limited number of options for the partner universities. But at the same time you can see we have a very diverse range of partner universities which lends itself very well according to what people want to do in their second semester. And of course I can't talk about Nepal without drawing up an Everest picture. So there's Everest for you. So I was a part of the first cohort, as was Niaz, launched in 2010. We graduated in 2011. Thus far we have had 4 cohorts, 2 which are fully graduated, 1 is currently starting their second semester, and 1 is currently being recruited. A lot of the students are offered on the EU scholarship program. You will see in the coming slides where exactly the students are coming from. And then there's also regular self-finance students offered from Australia as a part of the University of Sydney. You can see our numbers there. Cohort 1, my cohort was quite small. We went a bit bigger in cohort 2, 44. Perhaps I had problems because in cohort 3 they jumped down again to 26. So we've had nearly 100 students graduate from our program. And you can see as well strikingly female participants, which I guess is a good thing when we're talking about human rights and the promotion of that, especially in the Asia-Pacific region. There you have all the countries. Predominantly in the first list, you can see it's mainly the Asia-Pacific region, countries you would expect, and then we've had a few kind of ring-ins from Canada, the USA, Greece and Sweden, who for some reason or another, perhaps they're interested in the reason or they like the sun in Sydney. I'm not quite sure why, but we have a few extra students in there too, which is nice because we get a more global perspective. And on that note, similar to what David was saying, it's highly interdisciplinary, students from all types of backgrounds. I think one glaring difference, at least from what I've noticed from the European program, is we have a lot of mid-career professionals, which for a learning environment is really beneficial. You have lawyers or grassroots activists who are 10, 15, 20 years into the field. And from my perspective, as the young university graduate, I could have asked for a better learning environment, so that was really beneficial. As for our alumni association, as the first batch only graduated in 2011, we are still under development. I think, just from what I've seen today, that I don't think we really noticed the benefits of an alumni association, and this experience here has been a great learning experience for myself and Niaz, and I think we'll go back home and really push the formation of it. However, just in December we had 2 events organised independently by some of our alumni. Niaz in Pakistan organised the Pakistani graduates together. We had 5 of them, and they presented their research in Islamabad. And the Leader of the House of the Senate and a number of prominent civil society members, I believe, attended their event. And also in Nepal, an alumni member working at Kathmandu School of Law organised a speech series. And then we have a list of future steps. I'll just give you a brief outline tomorrow, and I think an outline now, and then tomorrow we'll go into a lot more detail. So we are still developing our formal network. We do have a database of graduates, a website under construction, we are launching a newsletter, we're promoting activism within the region, and very, very much looking so to becoming a part of the global campus. I think just from this morning's presentations with the maps and the networks we can organise, I myself have just moved to Rotterdam, so if I can jump aboard some form of greater European network, I think the exchanges we can have, we can't even project the benefits that will have in the coming years. There's a lot more, I'll save it for tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nora. Next we've got He is representing the Regional Master of Eastern Europe, and we're very fortunate to have him here. Anastasia, a colleague of his, was supposed to attend, and again for visa reasons couldn't be here today. But we're very fortunate to have him here, and looking forward to what he's got to tell us about his master.
First, I would like to extend Anastasia's hello to everybody, and I was grateful that she couldn't come, but she's with us, and she just wished the best for all of the students. Second, I would like to thank you guys for hosting us here, and for the Global Campus, for being so inspirational. I mean, in a day I got so many people talking to, and I'm just like in a dream. So yeah, and also I would like to thank the other regional representatives, because it is great to know that we are not alone in the world. I mean, this is outstanding. So basically I am representing this program that I have been talking to some of you during the coffee breaks, more conceptualized on this slide. It's a regional program, just like the other programs, and it's in Eastern Partnership. I will talk about the structure of the program, the goals, objectives, what universities are included, what the program offers, the current standing of the program, hopes, aims, and visions. So this is actually a 2-year program, which was initiated in 2010 but launched in 2011. There are 4 universities that partner for the program to happen. It's E.MA State University, Belarus State University, Taras Shevchenko National University, and University of Political and Economic Studies in Moldova. So there are 4 countries: Armenia, Ukraine, Belarus, and Moldova, that together are coordinating and doing the program. And also we are grateful to the European Interdisciplinary Center of the US for support of the program. So how it started, basically the students from these countries, from Ukraine, Belarus, Moldova, we had a student from Russian Federation and Georgia as well. They arrived to Armenia, and there were 22 students. And gender balance was very well preserved. I don't have figures, but obviously because we're more. And we started the program in Armenia. The aim of the program is to educate experienced people to work in the Eastern Partnership in a topic of human rights. There are a lot of people who work, but they are not professionals per se, because the dissolution of the Soviet Union happened actually 20 years ago, but the generations of the new professionals with human rights skills are still filled. But we are trying to cover this gap. So this was one of the things. Secondly, we wanted to have an interdisciplinary education in our part of the world, which is a very rare thing. Sometimes people just ask why you do that, master. I mean, what is about, and then you start explaining that. So also it was also important to link the NGOs in Eastern Partnership to each other, to have a common vision and a common strategic plan. The successful students will receive a Master of Arts in European Studies with the specialization of human rights and democratization. There are 120 credits, just like in a E.MA system. There are first 2 semesters in year 1. Altogether some 41 credits, some 51 credits, and then you get each credits for specific universities as well. So the structure of the program is very simple. The 1 year is hosted by E.MA State University, and then there are 3 main modules. First module is to Belarus, it's a political module, first semester. The second one is to Taras Shevchenko National University to Kiev for legal module, and the University of European Political Studies in Moldova is offering interdisciplinary semester. To tell the truth, as a student of the program, yes, it is like they have political model, but it's not only political things that you study there. You study also law, and in other programs it is as also. So we study such cases as theory of democracy, some theoretical basis, some writing skills, research skills in year one. So the students are equipped and ready for their specialization semester. I myself, well, this is the center where we study. It's a very nice place in Yerevan. Many are jealous. We have updated libraries with really good research equipments sent to us, mostly from Oxford to Cambridge, so it's updated university. So I will talk about a little bit about Belarus. They have international security and human rights, theory of political systems. We had a visiting professor from Kent University. It was interesting for me because he was Belarusian and came to teach us. This is extremely important when a professional from the outside of the Eastern Partnership is returning to her university that she once studied as sociologist and teaching. So it was a very good experience to have her there. And it was also an interesting learning experience for me. I will speak about my experience, and it was wonderful to be in Belarus. I know many heard of Belarus as not very democratic, and it's not. But I will talk about this more in the context, but it was interesting living experience per se, other than an academic one. And same was about Taras Shevchenko University, when the students were studying the legal model with more specified subjects. Moldova was offering the interdisciplinary, but as you could see, the other universities were also having this interdisciplinary approach as well. Last semester, the students are returning to their home countries and starting their internship and writing the master thesis. It is extremely important for gaining the degree. If you don't do the internship, you don't get the grade, enough credit even for finishing the program. So you find an internship. And also the master thesis. The program basically offers the airfare to the participants, their accommodation. It's a really nice program if any of would be willing to study. And there is a good research facilities and assistance for research. Already 21 students are graduating this May. Well, I hope that all 21 will graduate, but this is in the project directive. I don't know if they will. They are from Armenia, Belarus, Georgia, Russian Federation, Ukraine, Moldova. However, this year I was happy to know that there are students from Latvia and Kyrgyzstan. So I hope it will expand more to east and to the north. Hopes, concerns, and visions is like more to you is like we wanted to have more self-realization, that is, students would be able to do their researches not only in this partnership but in Europe if possible, or in Asia Pacific, or in American Latin. And also from a program I can say if people are interested in studying our territories, we are more than willing to have them in Armenia. I personally, out of the program, if anybody would like to study the region, they can even be hosted by me. It's just like a line. So, because this is important that people-to-people contacts work, because that's all the human rights is about. That's not the governmental levels, it's not it's simply people, humans, and that's it. So I'm hopeful that if you will have any questions regarding the researches that you might want to do about Eastern Partnership or any other region, please feel free to contact me. There is the regional master thing that you can see the whole website. You can contact me or Anastasia or both of us or anybody you want there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sos. We will make sure that all these presentations go online. And so we haven't unfortunately got anyone here to talk about the South African or the African master, regional master. ORAS, similar issues around visa. So unfortunately, even though we tried to move everything, Corinna spent a lot of time on the phone, and so did Marco, to calling embassies and so on. Unfortunately, he can't be here, and the other masters we don't have here today is the regional master of the Balkans, and Leila would have represented her master program. Unfortunately, she's very ill and she couldn't actually travel. So again, we hope that she's watching and recovering. Wish her a speedy recovery. We'll hear more about the Global Campus tonight at the launch, and so I think we'll leave it at that. And of course, tomorrow the board and the Global Campus we have a working meeting, so we will be discussing how we can further integrate the alumni of all the regional masters into the Global Campus alumni. And and I think in the working groups we will discuss. We will discuss ways of doing that for the particular areas as well. I think I just wanted to mention a feedback form you should have all received. So, just a reminder that we need those back by the end of the day, please. So don't leave here without filling in a feedback form. If anyone's here who hasn't registered yet, who hasn't signed the waiver so that we can actually use this video, please do so. And I think, unless Cristiano, you have anything else we can...
I just wanted to quote briefly one of the things that Corinna did during this process of producing visa. One day, Horace was going to the French embassy in Benin to obtain the Schengen visa, and he had applied already. They rejected the application because it was in English. And he had time, it was I think 10 a.m., he had time until 12 to present it again in French. And Corinna was translating all the documents into French. She's bilingual, so it was very easy for her. But I mean, in 1 hour and a half, she was doing all the job, and then Horace could present it again, but eventually couldn't come. So we are very sorry for not having Horace, Laila, and Anastasia with us. And we hope that in the future we will have other occasions to meet with them. Now I think we can create the working groups. As you see, there are three. We propose 3 working groups because they represent 3 areas of interest for the association. If you agree with that, we can just go on by creating the working groups. And we have thought that board members would be spread over the 3 groups. I think that the first one, community building, ongoing initiatives and so on, is coordinated by Lynn and Monica. The second one, career services, Lydia and Sofia. And the third one, institutional strengthening and cooperation with the UK, is Corinna and me. I would like just to make a survey to see how many people are interested to go in each group, so that we have more or less the same number of people over the groups, and then ask to each group to identify a reporter that will, let's say, take the minutes of the group meeting and prepare a short sum up for after lunch, when we will meet again at 2:30. The report time is about 20 minutes per group. So then from that we will have time for a final discussion. If not right after the report, at the end, after the round table, we will have another slice time for that. So I would like for you to raise the hand who is interested in community building. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, okay. Career service. 2, 3, 4, okay. And institutional strengthening, cooperation with the UK. 2, 3, okay. What about the others?
Important group.
We need the fourth group. Okay, I think we have, yeah, more people will join over lunch, I think. We have been informed that there was a party yesterday night. No, that's, I think, confusing if we cross, because otherwise there is no space for a good discussion to go on. I think it's better if we just stay in the same group and then we share after the report of the groups. So I would just say that we can start meeting here, and we will create 3 groups in 3. Someone could go in room 3, where the coffee was served, and 2 groups could remain here, one at the end of the room. So you can identify Monica and Lynn for community building. You will go to room 3?
Yes.
Okay. Then you have Sophia and Lydia for career service, and they will meet at the bottom of the room. And the last group is institutional strengthening, and cooperation with EU is Corinne and me, and we will meet around this side of the room. Thank you.